I present to you our study on the topic, a review of long-term impacts of land registration on women's land rights. Actually, this topic joins the debate as to whether land registration is the golden solution to tenure security or it even increases tenure security. The topic of women's land rights has been part of the global agenda and highlighted most especially as it shows in 3 Sustainable Development Goals indicators, as most of us may be aware of. And so, increasingly, many land institutions in the global land community now include dimensions on women or on gender so as to globally improve on women's tenure security. But the question is, how many of these projects are revisited to find out its impact made on women's land rights, especially after a longer period of time? And that is what this project or this study sought to do. We actually undertook a scoping review using both grey and academic literature, and also using interviews with practitioners and professionals in the land administration fraternity within the areas of Sub-Saharan Africa, Latin America, and Asia. 3 main land intervention tools were found to be common: individual land titling, joint land titling, and collective. Each of these tools has its own advantages and disadvantages, but as to which of the tools work best where and under which condition normally are overlooked and not reassessed, especially within the baseline studies of projects. In addition to the limited longitudinal studies in land registration intervention projects, we also found out that there are limited gender disaggregated data in most project reports. But what we found common to be transformational impacts on women's land rights were that when women have access to documents to their land titles, they are greatly empowered, both economically and socially. And with that, it extends to other areas such as food security because their tenure security is increased. What we found threatening were socio-cultural practices because the land rights are embedded in these structures in most country settings. And also when the project or the land registration intervention project is supply driven, that is when it is fully initiated, supported and financed by project donors, such that when they withdraw their support at the end of the land registration project, it becomes a fiasco and the idea is sustained. But with awareness, capacity building of grassroots, especially with training, legal literacy on women's land rights, with constant monitoring and evaluation and engagement of the locals, we can improve on land rights. Also on the issue of inheritance, local or customary laws, religious laws, and legal laws do not coordinate, and so there are contradictions. And also about women's land needs, it needs to be greatly assessed in project before implementation. Thank you.